Hi everyone, it's Dr. Michael Suzanne Parsons, founder of the Natural Path Health Center and creator of Detox Done Right. I just want to take a moment and thank you so much for all of the questions, the feedback that we've been receiving here in the office. It's just overwhelming and it just makes me want to give you more because I'm all about sharing and wanting to educate you so you can have the control to live in this crazy world. Now, I want you to just take a minute and picture this. It's bedtime. You lay down, you snuggle up, and you're asleep within 15 minutes. Not only do you fall asleep easily, but you stay asleep the whole night. You don't even get up to pee. Crazy! You wake up in the morning before your alarm, you get out of bed, you stretch, man, I feel good. You start your day, your brain is clicking, you're feeling good because you were able to fit in that new outfit you just bought that was a lower size. You don't feel bloated, everything fits comfortable, so you feel good about yourself. You go through your day, maybe in the afternoon, you're coaching your kids' sporting team. Maybe you're able to go do something fun because you have the energy to do it. You get home, you're able to wind down, and you fall back to sleep again. That doesn't sound like you? Well, maybe this is more along the lines of what you're dealing with. You finally roll into bed and you're exhausted. You lay down, can't sleep. Mind's going over all the things you didn't get done that day. You turn to the other side, now you got the congestion started. So now you're trying to get in those funny positions to get your head draining, and you're tossing and turning. You got the goo dripping back in the throat, so now you're getting that sore throat and you're thinking, great, I'm going to wake up tomorrow sick. Like, I have time for that. You get up in the morning and you can hardly get out of bed because you finally fell asleep and you got the kink in the neck because it was in a weird position so you could drain. You start your day, you're grumpy because you can't breathe. Now your asthma's kicking up. Where's the inhaler? You're just schlepping through the day. You can't wait to go home. But you know, once I get home, I'm going to be grumpy because the kids are going to be all wound up and I'm not going to have the patience to deal with it. Does that sound like you? Well, it sounds like many of the people that I work with who just don't feel well. One of them is Catherine Higgins. Now, when Catherine came to me, she was having a weight issue. Her energy was in the toilet. She was, like many asthma sufferers, suffering. She had headaches. She literally had pain all over her body, bloated, water retention. In fact, her water retention, it broke my heart. Her water retention was so bad she couldn't wear socks because they hurt. That's how swollen her feet and ankles were. She was maybe lucky to poop twice a week, and only if she used some things to help her with that. And yeah, you know what? The woman was depressed. Wouldn't you be? She had zero quality of life. She couldn't go outside at all because the air would make her feel worse. In fact, it was to the point that her and her husband were discussing moving out of the area for her health. That's so sad. But I know a lot of people feel the same way. So the things that we're going to do today is address a lot of questions that many of you have been asking. The first being, how do I know if I need to do a cleanse? Well, let me tell you, I've been doing a lot more study recently, and they are finding toxins in body fat from people all over the world. This is not an isolated thing just in your local community. It is something that is around the world. Our world is ever increasing in its toxic burden. And we have not evolved to meet that challenge. Our detox factories are overloaded. And from some of these chemicals that we are unknowingly exposed to, they stay in the body 30 years from one exposure. Oh my gosh. So yeah, at this point, we all need to cleanse and we need to be strategic in how we do that. Now, a lot of you say, well, you know, I'm a vegetarian, I'm a raw foodie, I'm a vegan. Do I really need to cleanse? I've eliminated a lot of those toxic things. Well, you still need to cleanse because oftentimes in those types of diets, you pull protein out and you don't put it back in vegetarian sources, or you aren't getting enough in your day. So yes, you still need to cleanse. And not only, it's not just a food issue, you're still living in the world. You're still going to office buildings that they just painted, so there's off-gassing of paint. You are surrounded by plastic. If you're near a computer, all of that plastic heats up, and guess what? Source of toxicity. If you're living on the planet, you've got to do a cleanse. How will you feel during a cleanse? Well, it depends on the validity of the cleanse. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there. We talked about the master cleanse. We talked about fasting. Crazy, not scientific, doesn't make the body run right from a toxicity standpoint. So if you feel cruddy and you've done cleanses in the past, there's a lot of reasons why that might be. It might have been just the structure of the cleanse. It might have been that you didn't support your pathways. But with programs that I run, I want to make sure that you feel good. You've got to feel good during it or you don't want to do it. And we got to get you back on track again. So depending upon the cleanse and the coach who's running it, that often determines how well you feel. And let me tell you folks, there's nothing healing about a healing crisis. That's your body saying, flippin' stop. I can't handle it. There's a reason why we have symptoms. We have to acknowledge those and address them and fix them. Now, next question. Can I cleanse if I take medications? Well, for many of you, the reason why you're taking medications is because your detox factories aren't working well. But I'm not your doctor. I didn't prescribe them, so I'm going to recommend that you don't stop taking them. In fact, some of you might need to be supervised while you go through the program. Do you need to go through a program? Yes, because a lot of those medications you might be taking are because of symptoms from toxicity. So doing it in a safe and wise way is the best way. So check with your practitioner and start to move forward in reclaiming those detoxification symptoms and potentially reducing the need for those medications. Next, what if I'm unable to eat organic food? Well, not everyone has access to organic food, and I fully understand that, and organic food's a little more expensive because we as a universe have not demanded more organic foods. So they are a little more pricey. But that doesn't negate the fact that you still need to feed your body first and potentially support it with supplements. So even if you can't do organic, you still need to start making lifestyle choices. And we'll talk about some of those in my Detox Done Right program, such as switching out your water bottle. Some common things that many people don't realize that they're exposing themselves to that are easy, inexpensive fixes. Next question, how long is it going to take? How long, what am I signing up for? What should I look for in a healthy cleanse? Well, I can tell you that the one-day cleanse, spitting in the wind, not going to put out the forest fire with that. Many people will do a 14-day cleanse. There's a 21-day cleanse. There's a 28-day cleanse. That's what I prefer. The bottom line is, whether we're doing a formal cleanse or not, we still have to eat strategically. We still have to eat those foods that support our poor little overworked, overburdened detox factories. So when you're looking at a cleanse, it doesn't make sense to me just to do a token 14 days. You need to hit it, you need to replenish, and remember, every time you pee, poop, or sweat out a toxin, along with it takes a nutrient that you then have to replenish. So doing a couple days is not going to cut it in this ever-increasing toxic world. You really need at least a 28-day cleanse. How often you're going to need to do it? Well, that's going to depend. Really, we need to be doing it every day because whether we are intentionally detoxifying or not, our body is still trying to do the job. With or without us, with or without our support, it's going to do the best that it can with the nutrients and tools that we give it. So I am of the belief at this point, with all of the study that I've done, we need to do this at least 4 times a year and strategically eat healthy foods all year long. And remember, those healthy foods don't have to taste icky. They could taste yummy, so you enjoy them all year long. Another, probably this is one of the most common questions I get asked. Am I going to lose weight? Well, let me tell you, sister, I don't know, because there's a lot of variables. Weight loss is a tricky thing. But for those of you where the weight gain is primarily due to your detox factories not working right, you might get a weight loss, and it won't stop as long as you support those detox factories. So for many people, when they start a healthy, well-balanced cleanse, they actually lose body fat, not muscle, but body fat. And for those people, and I was one of them, you do the cleanse, weight hasn't changed, that just means that there's still toxicity there that's blocking you. So I've had some of my patients in my private practice, we have to do 2, 3, 4 months of cleansing before their detox factory catches up from the backlog and is finally able to get them to burn fat. So don't get frustrated, don't get discouraged. It's all about getting the body back into balance, because your body wants to be lean and fat burning. That's how it was designed. Another question is, if I'm pregnant or breastfeeding, can I do a cleanse? No, but what you can do is you still can eat in a strategic way to support those detoxification pathways. Now, for those of you who want to get pregnant down the road, you really need to cleanse now. You want to get as much of that toxic burden out of your system, because that placenta, that is the protection between baby and the world, can't filter out all of the toxins. They have found these toxins like plasticizers in newborn babies because mom had them in her body. And we can actually test for this now. So for future moms, future pregnancies, you need to cleanse now. During pregnancy, it's a no-no, with the exception of eating all of those yummy detox foods. Next question. Do I need to strategically plan my cleanse around bathroom locations? Not on my cleanse, because those of you who've done cleanses in the past, maybe you've had urgent diarrhea, or as my brother-in-law describes it, Hershey squirts. That's a sign that the body's in crisis. Diarrhea means get it out of me now, get it out, 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 out. And in a cleanse, that means you're pushing your system faster than it can handle. Back off, sister. Slow it down. Make sure you're working with a coach who can identify and help you maneuver that type of issue. So not on my watch. I don't agree with those kinds of crises. You shouldn't either. The next question is eating food enough? Can I just eat food and be done? No. Because when you are eliminating those toxins, remember, you've got nutrients hooking on to those things to get them in a form that you could pee, poop, sweat, or breathe out, and you've got to replenish it. If you start this already deficient, don't have enough of those nutrients, you need support for that phase 1, phase 2, and those danger zone intermediates to allow your body to get them out of your system. You don't want to get stuck in that danger zone. So eating foods in this day and age with this burden of toxicity all around us is not going to get it for you. Now, hopefully you have noticed that I am on a flippin' mission to get you feeling good, increasing energy, decreasing pain, getting rid of that adult onset acne, all of those things that we've talked about, giving you information and tools to help you get yourself and your family back on track. So in this 4-part training series, truly, this just scratched the surface. There is so much more that we can share and learn about how to get our detox factories working right. And so for those of you who say, you know what, I want more, not only do I want more, I need more, I've got good news for you. So you need to keep an eye on your inbox for that good news. And if you want to start taking action, make sure you download the Circle of Food for Life. That circle will show you how to eat when you're looking at your plate of food. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You want to plug those foods into those spaces on your plate and focus strategically on eating those foods that are going to support your body. So keep in mind, we are in an ever-increasing toxic world. We have to figure out how to stay healthy in it. It's easier for us to fix our detox factories than it is to eradicate toxicity from the planet, because quite frankly, I don't see that happening. So we want to be as healthy as we can be. So in the meantime, download your Circle of Food for Life handout and start making strategic choices. Keep your eye on your inbox, and hopefully you will be joining me live on a future call. Bye.